G'day ladies and gents, people of all ages. It is hot, it is humid, it is sweaty. And I'm also the Australian icon Nick Storm. Behind me, we can see AEW Grand Slam is about to be underway. There's a lot of people lining up, and my pits are just wet with sweat. It's humid. Let's go. Okada, Okada, Okada. So I'm here with some attendees attending AEW Grand Slam tonight. Where are you guys travelling in from?
Sydney.
From Melbourne.
From Newcastle.
Adelaide.
Come up all the way from Melbourne.
Brizzy, far off lands of Western Australia.
Up from Sydney. Travelling from Gold Coast, Australia.
Oh, shout out, represent. So you a fan of AEW?
Yeah, man. Yeah, been a fan for quite a while. You know, everyone's got their preferences. I don't really jump on the tribalism wagon or anything, but yeah, my preference is AEW at the moment, but I like both. But...
I'm AEW, WWE. I'm getting my words mixed up,
yep.
But I'm a huge wrestling fan in general.
Are you guys AEW fans?
Yeah, on and off. I have my moments of really watching it, and then moments where it's like, I meant to watch it, but I missed a couple of shows.
What was the storyline that you remember that first got you into AEW?
Hangman's journey to the world title.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably still the best story they've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Bell Collector up until that.
It was against, still probably no better title run than Kenny Omega's, but...
Folks, where's the lie?
I think Young Bucks and Lucha Bros.
Oh, yeah? Which one? So many.
Oh, so many. I love their steel cage match.
Yeah, that's my favourite, man.
Pretty much, man, it's inauguration, like just right from the get-go, just being able to see names that I'd heard of but hadn't had the time or, hadn't been able to reach out and had the time to individually scope those people.
Right.
So I'm a really big fan of like some of the OGs, like I'm a massive Hangman fan, and massive Hangman, massive Orange Cassidy, obviously, it brought me to Danhausen, which is Danhausen Tattoo.
Yeah, so. Get a close-up on that, Sarah.
But,
amazing.
I was an AEW fan from the word go.
Yeah.
Like, the revolution of professional wrestling and all of that, seeing Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega starting this new company, it's like, just excited. This is, 6 years in the making?
I think so, yeah.
6 years in the making for a AEW event in Australia, so I'm pumped, man.
My first wrestling show this is.
Hell yeah.
Here's wrestling show for Ginity.
Yeah, popping that cherry a little bit. I mean, that's what you like to see here at AEW Grand Slam.
This is actually my first event of wrestling.
Oh, wow, yeah, no way. So, I love that about this is, a lot of people haven't seen wrestling in Brisbane if they're from Brisbane. You're traveling out of Sydney. Yeah. So, that's what this is all about, in my opinion, making those connections and having those new fans.
I haven't watched the product in probably 2 years, but I used to religiously. It was when Punk left is when I stopped. I'm not a Punk fan either, so it's not like I stopped watching because Punk left.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I don't know, it got stale, I think.
I agree. It was red hot 2021, 2022, so I don't blame you.
When Kenny was champ, when he was on top.
I'm laughing because when I think of Toni Storm, I simply feel so gay. In fact, when I first told Mother, whenever I see Toni, I feel gay, she was rather upset. But once I explained things to her and once she understood properly, she was very supportive. And so, yes, I figured I should simply put on my best for Brisbane's favourite daughter.
Yeah.
Queensland as a whole has given us prime ministers, has given us celebrities, but most importantly, it's given us Toni. And what could be better?
He's got a point.
I really like AEW. I've been watching it since its inception.
Yes, yeah.
But okay. Ned's more of a super fan.
Oh, yeah?
I love AEW really came about during the pandemic, especially. Because, I was at home, like a lot of people, I was at home. We had a 3-month-old at the time. Yeah. Everything's gone to shit. And I was just super appreciative that they had really good quality weekly wrestling going to
in Daly's place too. You compare it to WWE that had the Performance Center, but you kind of you had the extras around the ring still, and that made an atmosphere at least.
Yeah, it made the guns into stars, and it's cool because it's like a rising tide. WWE's very watchable now, and I think that's a lot that is partly because they were forced to pivot during a time because you have a company that is doing a lot of things better.
More just a general wrestling fan all around.
Yep.
I'm a local pro wrestler down Newcastle way as well.
Oh, shout it out.
Suplex Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
We're one of the federations down that way. Mainly just followed WWE my whole life. When the event got announced, I was always going to come to it, and my mate's just over there. We bought a family pass, and they asked me if I was interested in going in on it. So I just bought one of the 4 spots, and I started watching AEW around the start of the year, more religiously. I've always followed it on social media and kept up with the bigger news, but I I started watching Dynamite every week for the last 8 weeks or so. So I had a bit of a better idea like what rivalries we're going to be showcased here tonight. And
that's good. Doing your homework.
That. That's it. Yeah, it's become more of a week-to-week fan in recent times, so that I could follow along with the what's going on.
Who are you most excited to see tonight?
The youngest men alive.
Yeah, the youngest men alive.
The outrunners. You know, if you're anything like me, and I know I am, I'm looking forward to seeing the outrunners. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't seen the outrunners, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Ned, you son of a bitch. So there was a huge venue change when it came to this event. This was meant to be at Suncorp Stadium originally. What are your first thoughts on that? Did that impact your travel at all?
Gutted a little bit, but it wasn't going to change my hype for it. The venue change, I'm glad they did it, because you'd rather to be in a smaller venue with 13,000 people roaring instead of quarter field, third field, if that.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. You just get over it and you just keep going with the information they give you.
Honestly, considering the fact that AEW doesn't really have a TV deal in Australia, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Like, look at the people in the lineup here.
Yeah, get a good quick shot, Sarah. Yeah.
Like, considering the fact that maybe it didn't sell out 60,000 people. However, considering the fact that they don't have a TV deal, they're still a 6-year-old company. Like, it's still pretty impressive, and it's apparently the third largest gate in AEW's history.
Yeah, it beat the first Forbidden Door, didn't it?
I'm pretty sure it did.
Look, some of the management obviously is a bit wild, and that's one of the things and the gripes that happens with AEW. But they do produce the shows, and I follow it. It's just like, that's where the passion lies. You know, there's going to be flaws in passion, and obviously he does. You know, Tony Khan could use with a little bit of structure here and there. So this is a differentiating thing that I have with WWE. Is like, I can switch it on. I don't have much time. I want to watch wrestling. I want to watch A-grade athletes. And, you know, the acting can be hit, like, in terms of the segments and the drama and whatever, that can be hit and miss.
Yep.
So, look, this is not something I want daggers thrown at me. If people like WWE, that's so be it.
Yes.
But my theory was, if I want to watch, you know, C-grade, D-grade acting and from A-grade athletes, if I wanted to watch it in a more bigger scope where the acting's more than the wrestling, I'd just watch Space Jam, dude. Like, I love that movie, so why wouldn't I just watch, you know?
It's time to jam now.
That's it. I know, exactly. But that's my joke. But getting more outsourcing and stuff like that and getting that would definitely kind of help him. But, you know, it is what it is, and it's not something that's going to be a deal breaker for me. It's just not a deal breaker. Like, I'm in the bare roots of, like, doing the live shows kind of thing, and it's clear that AEW really does that live show grittiness. You know, I don't want the slickness. I don't want the slick NBA presentation. It originated from Khan, so I want that little bit of rinky-dink and Khan shit in it. And I like my wrestling to be a bit like dumb Khan-y bullshit. And I'm unapologetic about that. So if they bring on the dumb Khan-y bullshit, and I like having that bit rougher, you know, aesthetic.
Yeah.
They could have communicated it all better, and I think they probably aimed too high to start with. Like, Australia doesn't have the wrestling community that England does. Like, we've got a great wrestling community, but it's not London, it's not England. I'm stoked to see that they actually aim high, but I reckon this is probably going to be for the best, like the actual show.
My personal opinion, Suncorp Stadium is going to suck my ass. I'm here at the Brisbane Entertainment Complex.
Centre. Complex. It's now a complex.
I'm from WA, baby.
I think they probably didn't put much effort into promoting this, because they like forgot about it and then just went like, we've got Texas coming up. So they've kind of just hoped Tony Storm and like the locals would sell this show, which Tony Khan said yesterday, that they've got like the second biggest gate. Like, they didn't even need to promote it, because it's wrestling coming to Australia.
We're already starved, for wrestling.
Like, WWE went to Perth. They had like a 5-match card, and they sold however many tickets. Like, it doesn't matter what's on the card, really. I think just people would have came.
Yeah. We were slightly annoyed because we live a bit closer to the Suncorp Stadium, but as soon as they changed it to like the entertainment center, I was like, oh yeah, I know that place. But I used to go there when WWE used to do live events in Brisbane.
Me too. Yeah.
So I know this place very well. So
this is like your playground. You're like, I've been here before. Yeah.
I didn't really care, apart from the fact that the smoking area has to be outside.
Come on. Look what you're doing to us.
We booked our accommodation a lot closer to Suncorp as well, so we just ended up having to drive in from there and have to pay for parking when we got here. But the original accommodation that we booked, we could have walked and not have to pay for parking, and everything like that. And it's, the entertainment centre here is a bit out of the way, but we're here now. That's the main thing. The show's still going to be a great show. They still put it on a good card.
I've been hearing that, like, a lot of stories of people travelling out of state, having accommodation booked for Suncorp, and then having to still travel out of the way to come to the Brisbane Entertainment Centre and stuff like that. So that's something that you're dealing with, right?
Well, one of our friends in our group over just off camera here, he lives in the Brisbane area.
Yep.
So he's got a car up here and all that. So when we flew up from Newcastle, we knew we had a car here to get around, like worst case scenario sort of thing. So all the people that would have had to rely on Uber or the bus, or I think there's like a rail strike too. Apparently the trains aren't running as often.
There's a track closure right now. So the station that actually is the train station outside of this venue is closed. So you have to take a bus to from a different station to come and get it. It's a mess.
It's a bit of a screw around, I guess. Yeah, if you had to hire a car or Uber, that's extra costs. And
I'll be honest, it was one of those things that it was becoming a little bit more disheartening the more news came out. It was legit just a few days ago when the Ring of Honor news came out. That was just like, oh, and now my heart is full again. Oh, we're getting a full 9-match card. That was what was really there.
I honestly think even the stadium show would have been great. I think the indoor arena is going to be a lot louder.
Yes, dude.
It's going to be a lot more hype.
So with the venue change and everything like that, if they were to come here in the future, do you suggest any difference, any fixes that they could do?
The only fix I'll do is actually have a TV deal this time. Ensure the fact that they have enough people watching in Australia to promote their show more. And also, I feel like actually promoting the show they had a bit of problems with. However, for the most part, the card looks absolutely stacked. Brisbane Brawl, we have the AEW Women's World Championship match.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
This card is absolutely stacked, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm personally most excited for Kenny, dude.
Dude, Kenny, by God, Omega.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at the shirt. I have to. Look at that.
The drip over here.
Tripped out. Seth Rollins, eat your heart out, okay?
The way they promoted this card in the last 2 weeks, you just wish that they gave it a little bit of a kick from late last year.
Yeah.
Maybe we wouldn't have needed that Suncorp Stadium change to the entertainment centre. Market to your audience earlier and know your limitations.
If there were any changes you could have made to how this was managed at all, do you have any suggestions?
Book MJF.
Yes, man, please.
I think it goes a lot deeper and just try to make AEW more mainstream in Australia somehow.
Yep.
And that would probably be the key.
Yeah.
Book Hangman Page. That's probably the best. The main character needs to be on the show.
Of course. Oh, man, I'm kind of sad that he's not, right? Yeah.
They really pivoted from what it originally was.
Yeah.
And they really dropped off the advertising for the event as time went on.
Yeah.
If they'd kept that up, I think it would have been a lot more hype.
This whole event got changed, the venue. What are your first thoughts on that, with the venue change and how that went?
Well, it's simple. Because of her radiant complexion, you can't simply expect someone like Toni Storm, a star in her own right, to compete with the sun itself. We need something like this. We need something where she can be covered away from the harsh light. The harsh UV rays, darling.
They're harmful.
They are, incredibly. Almost as harmful as that shambolic bitch Mariah May. I'm sorry, I forget myself. But it was the right choice. Mr. Khan made the right choice, as he always does. And here we are.
But apparently, a lot of the people who had really good seats at Suncorp got sort of a bit shafted. When they just tried to transfer the tickets over.
Yep.
Maybe Ticket Tech looked at where it says stage on the map and thought, oh yeah, we'll put those people closer to the stage, not realising the ring is where you want to be near.
Yeah,
and
dude.
when you're on the stage, you're actually at the back.
Yeah.
So most people on Ticket Tech probably think, oh yeah, stage, we'll get them at the front of the stage. But yeah, in this case, it doesn't translate as well. So maybe a complete refund and a rebook. Especially how they started doing buy one get one free and $50 tickets.
Yeah, the 20% off.
All the deals that people get in last minute. We bought our tickets full price months ago. And,
I pre-sale. I think I got my ticket. So
and we don't get a partial refund or anything because we paid premium stadium prices and then we get moved to a arena sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
I reckon if you sort out the venue first and foremost, that kind of solves a lot of the problems. If they ran this place again, they would know more about, the merch line's pretty long in there.
Yeah, it's huge.
You know what I mean? I think if just by running the same venue again, they would get an idea of what they can do better. I just think that just sort out the venue first. I think if you're going to go a bigger venue, not that I want them to go anywhere else apart from Brizzy, they probably have to go Melbourne if they want to go for a bigger venue. Like Rod Laver Arena. Run Rod Laver and get 20,000 in there.
Yeah. Suncorp Stadium, home of the Brisbane Broncos. Not the Broncos, we're Dolphins, man. Fins up.
I'm gonna blur that. Grand Slam, what a night of pro wrestling, what a night for Brisbane, what a night for Australia in general. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you when I'm freaking looking at you next. Bye-bye!
Next on the Australian icon.